凶悪なクレーパンさえ抜けたやつじゃない？
抜けたのかな。
さっきのほら
livestock producer from Central Queensland, Australia, and we've had Land Cruisers for probably 40 years, 45 years. We use them as farm vehicles in the agricultural industry, and this one here is a new one that took a long time to get. It's on order for 12 months. We used to have just single cab utes, but because we have 10 grandchildren now, we bought a dual cab so we can carry some children, and my wife and I also can use it on the farm and take it travelling, which is what we're doing now. We can put a fair bit of weight on the back of it. We've had some upgrades done to it, which makes it a pretty reliable vehicle to travel in remote areas.
撮っても伝わんないですよね外で見てる人にはこの傾斜の感じとか。
そうね、なかなか難しいよね。
バイクとかで走るすげえとこなんだぜってブーンみたいな
Connor, if you see another one like that, mate, that'll be fine. I've got that under blanket thing, so it doesn't matter if there's a little bit of grass.
前の2台かもしれないですね、話してんの。
あ、そうだね。